go again and let's connect, going back to escapes, but let's connect during escapes opportunities. What happened is, whenever you're escaping, there's a huge possibility the guy that is attacking you, that has an advantage position, he's trying to keep that position. He's trying to stay there. So a side control is a perfect example that when you escape, there are opportunities to do something else. So every time I escape, I combine with something. I might not accomplish the finish immediately, but I'm accomplishing or trying to accomplish something immediately combined with escape. So in this very simple escape from side control in Armbar, I find it very successfully. Every time I've been trying to do this since day one, which is quite a while ago. And I believe it's something you could add to your game, at least every time you're thinking about, again, escaping side control. So if he gives you the opportunity, escaping side control should connect with, for instance, this armbar right here. So this is here on top, strong, holding me, controlling me, right? He controls my hip very well. He controls both sides of my hip. And obviously on bottom here, once again, I'm not trying to bench press him. I'm not trying to push him. Very hard to do that. Instead, I walk my fingers on his shoulder blade, making my connection with my arm and his neck tighter underneath his chin. And also here, I just open my elbow. I'm not trying to push it, just open my elbow. The harder he puts pressure on top of me, more he will feel pressure back under his neck. It's quite annoying. So the first thing you should try and feel with your training partner feedback is just this. Even please squeeze hard, hold me hard. It sucks, you know, he doesn't want to squeeze hard, especially when you're drilling. So okay, understanding this, now I connect my, in this case, right arm underneath him, cupping his hip. Alright, we talked about this before. I move my hip a little way, at the same time I open my elbow. And that's how I disengage his elbow pressure and his chest, upper body pressure on top of me. I create enough room for my leg. So here, room depends the size of your leg, not your flexibility. I have longer legs, I need a little bit more room. But remember, I'm in angle. Drive my knee under, at the same time I drive my knee under, I bring my other leg around and catch his neck. Notice how I climb my hip's off the mat. Once I'm here, I lock his neck in place, using my calf, using this V pressure here, use my elbow, his wrist, and I have a very tight armbar right here. First one, sometimes his hand escapes, he's in the center, and then I use my free hand to trap his leg, collapse him, and finish here. So one more time, walking through the details. Most of the times, if you pass your guard, you should be framing anyways. Alright, but let's say I was here. He isolated my arm. Well, that sucks, so I gotta get my arm there. The last thing you wanna do is bring your arm on top of his head. The moment my arm is here, if it's I manage to get my wrist control, and that's enough for a very good key lock, the Americana lock. So instead, like a snake, I rotate my arm underneath his neck and I grab his shoulder blade very tight here. My fingers, I walk towards his back to make my elbow pressure underneath his neck very tight. Now it's pretty annoying for the top guy. The other arm, cup the hip, as we talked in the past, move my hip away as I open my elbow. And in one shot, remember, you need enough room for your leg. Shorter leg guys, less room. For me, I need more, I have long legs. Once I have that space, I strike like a snake. And I catch him up high. Look, my hips off the mat. Number one, finish here. Number two, control the wrist. Collapse him by pitching my knees and creating pressure where his head's pointing at, exactly towards the camera. Look, that's how I collapse him. Catch the arm, here, whenever you like, but make sure you're controlling his hand, his thumb, and his wrist. Alright guys, I hope you like it. That's once again pretty technical armbar, but not complicated, actually pretty simple. But behind the armbar is the concept. The concept of every time you're escaping, you should immediately attack you on something. That's jiu-jitsu for sure. You're never just escaping and giving the guy a draw, giving the guy, okay, let's talk about this. Like a gentleman's agreement, we used to joke. Are you guys rolling for real? Are you guys fighting for real? Rolling for real? Or that's a gentleman's agreement? Nah, we don't have that. Every time you skate, you're striking something immediately. Alright, hope you guys like this skate. Stay tuned. See you next.